الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا متقبلا يا أرحم الراحمين. والله teach us what benefit us, increase us in knowledge, in good morals and in good deeds يا رب العالمين. نتابع بفضل الله سبحانه وتعالى. We continue by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings in explaining منظومة المقدمة فيما يجب على قارئ القرآن أن يعلمه by Imam of the Huffaz وحجة القراء محمد بن محمد بن محمد بن علي بن يوسف المعروف بابن الجزري رحمه الله تعالى ورفع درجاته. Imam Ibn al-Jazari is the number one Imam in this field, in the field of the qira'at, the recitation of the Quran. He is number one in this field among all of the other scholars. And his book النشر في القراءات العشر is considered like al-Bukhari in Hadith. Okay, guys, keep this in your mind about Imam Ibn al-Jazari rahimahullah ta'ala.
النشر في القراءات العشر.
في القراءات العشر, exactly. النشر في القراءات العشر. So he's not like the pioneer only in like Hafs, let's say, or no. In all of the qiraa'at al-ashr, he is number one. He is, and his book al-Nashr, they call it what? Bukhari al-Qurra, they call it. Bukhari al-Qurra. The Bukhari of the Qurra. His book is al-Nashr. He brought in it 1,000 chains of qiraa'at connected from him to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 1,000. And Sheikh Ayman Suwaid, he collected many of those chains. So in his book السلاسل الذهبية في الأسانيد النشرية, Sheikh Ayman Suwaid, I showed you part of this book when we talked about the ijaza, I remember, and when we talked about the chains, I showed you Aljazariyya Sheikh section. Okay, I showed you some of it, I remember, where Sheikh Ayman also put those chains, or most of those chains. So we continue on this most important poem, which is Al-Muqaddimah in Hafs, basically, and many of the rules, they are shared with other Qurra, but basically it's on Hafs. Yalla, boys, put your videos, boys, so that I can feel it's a class. So we summarized last time the Ra rules. I gave you the summary, right? We took the summary of all of the Ra rules, right? Today we will go over them again, but we need to take them from the lines of Al-Jazariyya and understand what every line means, and then take some other rules. We try to finish this line, inshallah, or this section today. So guys, Al-Jazariyya is khalas, is unpacked, or khalas, it will, yani, like the signs of the Day of Judgment, the last 10 signs of the Day of Judgment, they are, as mentioned in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like the beads, or like the subha. Once one bead goes, khalas, they will come right away. So the main sections of Al-Jazariyya are over. So if you have not started, start. And I have some students, mashallah, they're also about to finish. We have like some of the sections that are coming, they're not difficult, but they just need like memorization, okay? But the main ones, the necessary ones, the basic ones of Al-Jazariyya, we already covered them. So start reviewing. This is class 77. This is class 77. So try to review them, and alhamdulillah, and you will find there so much information. Omar Farouk, put your video, akhi. So much information that will, inshallah, benefit you. Yalla. What does Imam Ibn al-Jazari say? Babur Ra'at. So Bab means what, ya Umar? Bab means what? Bab means door. Bab also means what? Ya Sheikh Nabil?
Section.
Section. Okay. We said if you open Sahih al-Bukhari, okay, if you open Sahih al-Bukhari, you will find that it is divided into what? Kutub. Divided into what? Kutub. So let's, for example, take here Sahih البخاري. Excuse me. If you take Sahih al-Bukhari here, for example, you find it's divided into kutub, and every kitab into what? I mentioned this last time. Tell me if you know. Open your mic and tell me. Into abwab. So look here. You can see here on the right, Kitabul Iman. You see Kitabul Iman here. Kitabul Ilm, Kitabul Wudu, Kitabul Ghusl, the book of Iman, the book of knowledge, etc. If you open Kitabul Iman, you see Babu Qawl al-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Babu Umur al-Iman, Babu this, Babu this. So Kitab, like you can say chapters, and every chapter sub-chapters. So the Bab can be also like a sub-chapter. Okay? Now, this Bab al-Ra'at, Ra'at, we said the plural of what, ya Hiba? Ra'at is the plural of what? We mentioned this last time, guys. Duha.
Ra.
Yeah, I want quick answers, guys. Huh? Quick answers, please. If you don't know, just say, I don't know. So Ra'at, plural of Ra. Bab al-Ra'at, the section on Ra'at. The rules of Ra. He already told us about the makhraj of the Ra. Now he's telling us about, is the Ra heavy? When is the Ra heavy? When is the Ra light, etc. So 3 lines in this section from 41 to 43. What does he say, rahimahullah? ورقق الراء إذا ما كسرت ورقق الراء إذا ما كسرت كذاك بعد الكسر حيث سكنت إن لم تكن من قبل حرف استعلاء أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا والخلف في فرق لكسر يوجد وأخف تكريرا إذا تشدد والخلف في فرق لكسر يوجد وأخف تكريرا إذا تشدد. يلا. We already explained the connection between this line and the previous lines, right? We said we already talked about tafkhim and tarqiq previously, but since the Ra could be, even though the Ra is mustafil, right? Is the Ra mustafil or musta'li, ya Hana?
Mustafil.
Which means what? مستفل means what? فرققا مستفلا من أحرفي. Huh? مستفل means what? Sister Duha. مستفل means the sound goes down. It doesn't go up to the roof of the mouth. The sound goes down. Okay? And the vocal cords or the throat is open. Is not narrowed. Okay? Is not narrowed. And that makes the letter light. This is why he said in the previous section, فَرَقِّقَ مُسْتَفِلًا مِنْ أَحْرُفِ. Make the mustafil letters, make them muraqqaq or muraqqaqa, right? Make them light. Now, is the Ra part of the istifal or the isti'la? It's part of the istifal. What are the isti'la letters, ya Ibrahim? Khussa? Ibrahim.
I don't know, Sheikh.
Khussa, ضغط, qidh. You remember them now?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yalla. These are isti'la letters. All of them are heavy all the time. So any other letter is what? Mustafil, right? Mustafil. That includes the alif and the lam and the ra. But those alif, lam, ra, sometimes they're heavy, sometimes they're light. This is why he's mentioning them now, mentioning the details about them. And the ra is one of them. Got it, guys? After Imam Al-Jazari explained Bukhari, Sifat, Tajweed, Tarqiq, he continues to focus on special notes on Tarqiq and Tafkhim. He mentioned earlier Istila and Istifal and told us in the last section that we should make the mustafil letters muraqqaqa, but since the alif, lam, and ra are sometimes heavy, he mentioned their cases of heaviness, and he's continuing to the ra section as well as the following section to cover those exceptions. Yalla, let's now take the literal meanings of the lines and try to take those rules that we mentioned last class, take them from these lines. يلا ورقق الراء إذا ما كسرت. يلا, take your notes, guys, and focus. رقق الراء إذا ما كسرت. Make the ra light when رقق means you. This is a command to who? To the singular addressee. Masculine or feminine? Keep your mic unmuted, guys, so that you can answer quickly. رقق, this is a command for masculine or feminine? Come on, like no one knows? Like 6, 7, 8.
Masculine.
Masculine. رقق. He didn't say رققي. رقق. It's for the masculine. I want you to understand what every word means in Arabic in addition to the contextual meaning. ورقق الراء, make the ra light. إذا ما كسرت, if it is مكسورة, if it is مكسورة. And ma here is additional just for emphasis. Okay? And they say in Arabic, our Sheikh, may Allah have mercy on him, the Grand Mufti and his student, they taught us, they say, أخي أفيدك فائدة. What do they say, ya Sheikh Nabil? أخي
أفيدك فائدة. Is that what you said?
أخي أفيدك فائدة. كل ما بعد إذا زائدة. كل ما بعد إذا زائدة. Every ma after the word إذا is زائدة, means extra, means additional. Okay? Means it's not for negation. Okay? So إذا ما كسرت doesn't mean if it is not مكسورة. No, it means if it is مكسورة. Did you get that? So that is the first rule. Did you get it? كسرت, this is passive voice. كسرت means made مكسورة. Okay? If it is made مكسورة means if it has كسرة. يلا, what is the rule we take from this? يلا guys. رقق الراء إذا ما كسرت. What's the rule we can take يا عمر? يلا. يلا guys, يلا عمر, quickly answer. You don't know, say I don't know. Or say not sure, just say something. يلا هنا.
Make the ra light that has kasra.
I just said it. I said it, guys. Make the ra light if it has kasra. Is there an exception for this rule? Huh? No exception. خلاص. The ra has kasra, make it light. Okay, we're done with that. What do you also understand from that? Who can tell me? Yalla guys, move your brain. He's telling you make it light if it has kasra. What does that mean, ya Duha? By contrast, what does it mean? By contrast, it means what? If I'm telling you make it light if it has kasra, what does that mean?
تفخم إذا كانت مش مكسورة.
Did you tell them in English so that they can
Sorry. We make it تفخيم if it doesn't have the kasra. So he brought the exception. Yeah.
Did you get it, guys? Did you get it, Duha? Tell me again. Yalla, repeat what she said.
Make it تخفيم if you don't have kasra.
Make it مفخمة if it has fatha or dhamma.
Yes.
Right, guys? So we got one rule. If it has, from this line, look how many rules we got so far. Make the ra light if it has kasra. This means make it مفخمة if it has fatha or dhamma. You got 3 rules. صح? Yalla, next part. So let me see, is this what I mentioned here? ورقق الراء إذا ما كسرت. Is the writing clear enough? Ma here is additional and is used for emphasis. Anyone wrote the faida or the benefit that I told you?
Yes, I did.
أخي أفيدك فائدة كل ما بعد إذا زائدة. وإذا, Allah says, for example, subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَإِذَا مَا غَضِبُوا هُمْ يَغْفِرُونَ. When they are angry or they get angry, they forgive. Does it mean إِذَا مَا غَضِبُوا, when they are not angry, or it means when they are angry, they forgive. Did you get it? This helps you understand many ayat in the Quran as well. So ورقق الراء إذا ما كسرت means ورقق الراء إذا كسرت. ورقق الراء إذا كسرت. Okay? So we said, Ya Sheikh Mustafa, I'm gonna catch you right from the beginning. Yeah, turn
يعني
on your
كيف
mic.
يعني كيف زائدة شيخ؟
زائدة للتوكيد. يعني the Arabs, they added just for emphasis. It doesn't make negation. Mustafa, yalla, Mustafa, we're saying, I gave them a point in Arabic and also here. So he's saying ورقق الراء إذا ما كسرت. Make the ra light if. What do you understand from this? إذا ما كسرت. If it is not maksura, right? Or what do you understand? Mustafa, you need warming up?
No, Sheikh.
You need warming up?
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
إذا ما كسرت. What does إذا ما كسرت? If it is not maksura, or what does it mean?
I'm not sure, Sheikh.
Yalla, don't be late, dude. إذا ما كسرت. I'm telling them, write down this note, ya habibi. ما, as our Sheikh taught us, they say, أخي أفيدك فائدة. كل ما بعد إذا زائدة. Every ما that comes after إذا is زائدة, is extra, is additional. Understand? Means it doesn't make negation, because usually ما is for negation, right? ما أتاهم من نذير. What does ما أتاهم من نذير يا شيخ نبيل mean? ما أتاهم. A warner did not come to them, right? Right?
Wondering? Does it mean
ما أتاهم. ما أتاهم من نذير means a warner did not come to them. So usually ما is for negation, للنفي, right? But when it comes after إذا, is not for negation, it's just for emphasis. So it's extra, is additional, just for emphasis. Got it, guys? So I gave an example in the Quran, Ya Sheikh Mustafa. وَإِذَا مَا غَضِبُوا هُمْ يَغْفِرُونَ. If they are not angry, they forgive, or if they are angry, they forgive. Huh?
So إذا ما غضبوهم.
إذا ما غضبوا هم يغفرون. It means what? If they are angry, they forgive, or if they are not angry, they forgive. That's a quality of the believers, of the pious ones.
If they are angry, they forgive.
If they are angry. So ma here is additional for emphasis, is not negation. Otherwise, we would have said, if they are not angry, they forgive. Okay, there are many, many examples in the Quran for this. Many, so many. Okay, so from this section, from this half line, what did we learn, guys? رقق الراء إذا ما كسرت. We said this means make the ra light when it has kasra. This implies, you see, you have to understand by contrast, right? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, yeah, and where's what's his name? We have Ayub. Allah, Ayub. Okay, we have Surah Taha. What does Surah Taha start with, ya Duha? Second ayah. We did not reveal the Quran to you to be miserable. Okay, what does that mean? By contrast, what do you understand, ya Hannah? What do you understand? Huh? I didn't hear. What did you say? Nabil?
Sheikh.
You guys, every one of you keep focused and don't get distracted by anything. I cannot teach if I don't hear people responding. Okay, you have to be keep your mic unmuted, everyone, and all boys keep your video on. I'm saying, Allah is saying, we did not reveal the Quran to you to be miserable. ما أنزلنا عليك القرآن لتشقى. So by contrast, they say بالمفهوم المخالفة. This is in usul al-fiqh, in the foundations of fiqh, the principles of the Islamic jurisprudence, in the rules through which you deduce the rulings. They say بمفهوم المخالفة. They say what? مفهوم المخالفة means by contrast. What do you understand from this ayah? If Allah is saying ما أنزلنا عليك القرآن لتشقى, we did not reveal the Quran to you to be miserable. This means we reveal the Quran to you to be happy.
To be happy.
Do you understand? Means لتسعد.
Yes.
أنزلنا إليك القرآن لتسعد, to be a happy person in this life and the next life. So he's saying make the light if it is maksura. This means, this implies by contrast, I don't know if in English I'm saying it right, by مفهوم المخالفة, when it has dhamma or fatha, it should be heavy. Tamam? That's the first part of the line. Any questions so far? Understood? Okay. Now,
Sheikh Ibn al-Jazari, what I know, that he brought the less cases because the otherwise is going to be tafkhim.
yeah, that's what we're saying here. So he mentioned, he's mentioning, even though in these 3 lines he did not include every single rule about the ra, but the majority of them. So far from this half line, we got 3 rules. Now, كذاك means what? كذاك means also. كذاك or كذلك. كذاك also بعد الكسر حيث سكن. كذاك بعد الكسر, after كسر. Are you guys writing every word, what every word means in Arabic and English, so that you understand what the word means, then the contextual meaning? كذاك. So if I'm in your place, I would do what? I will have my notebook, and you already have this section, you already have this word file. So I might maybe write here a note or write the line under in Arabic, then I would write above it like this. I would say كذاك بعد means like after. I would do something like this. After, okay? You can see what I'm doing, right? After. Al-kasr means kasr, okay, it's understood, okay, etc. حيث, where, etc. So this is what I would do. كذاك بعد الكسر حيث سكنت. Also after kasr, حيث means when it is سكنت, when it is sakina. So what does that mean? Also. So what is implied here, Ya Sheikh Nabil? Also after means also make it مرققة. Also رقق. رقق الراء إذا ما كسرت. كذاك بعد الكسر رققها. Also make it مرققة after كسر حيث سكنت. After كسر حيث سكنت means when it is ساكنة and what? ساكنة after كسر. What does that mean, Ya Umar? Means there is kasra before it or kasra after it? Omar, can you hear me?
Yeah.
He's saying also make it muraqqaqa after kasr when it has sukun. So what does that mean? There is ra, there is kasra before it or kasra after it?
You said after, right?
He's saying also after kasr, when it is after kasr. and when it has
So
sukun.
it's after.
When the ra is after kasr, so the kasra is before it or after it?
Before.
Before it. Okay, I want you guys to move. I know in the schools they don't make you use like logic. They don't teach you how to deduce these basic simple common sense things. So I want you to think. Okay, when we resume al-Kharida al-Bahiyya, I don't think you'll be able, all of you guys, to move with me in it. So focus, please. So also after kasr, when it is sakina, when it is sakina. So now he's saying make the ra light if it is sakina and there is what before it? Kasra. Is that a rule that has an exception or just general?
Exception.
From what we mentioned last time, it has exceptions, right? So he's going to continue in the second line. Did you get it, guys? Why he's going to continue? Because there are more conditions for this case to be light. If he just left it like this, well, then we have to say irji'u, irji'u. This is ra sakina preceded by kasra, and we would say firqa, firqa. But neither of these is right. Neither of these is correct. We say also Fir'aun, Fir'aun, which is right, but the other two cases are wrong. This is why he's going to continue now and tell you quyud. He's going to tell you quyud for that rule, conditions for that rule. He says, in lam takun min qabli harf isti'la. In if. In means what? If. Lam takun, if it is not. Min qabli, before an isti'la letter. If it is, what it is, what does he mean here by it is, ya Hana?
The ra.
The ra. If the ra, make the ra light when it is sakina, preceded by kasra. If it is not, means if the ra is not before an isti'la letter. In other words, if there is no isti'la letter after it. Did you get it, guys? So, and isti'la, why he said isti'la, not isti'la? Why, ya Duha? Why he said isti'la, not isti'la?
For the wrong.
For the necessity of the rhythm. But is this, ya Mustafa, a correct Arabic dialect or language?
No.
It is. Hamza stops on this word like this. He says isti'la. Hamza, one of the 10 Qurra, he says isti'la. So he skipped the Hamza and chose that Arabic dialect to fit the rhythm. Okay?
Mm.
Also, Hisham, he dropped the Hamza at the end. So he says illa man sha. Okay?
Mm.
Hisham is the narrator of Ibn Amir, one of the two qira'at that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me to read to Sheikh Bakri. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise his ranks and bring us with him in Jannah. So if it is not before an isti'la letter, so far what does he say? Make the ra light if it has sukoon and there is kasra before it and there is no isti'la letter after it. If the ra has sukoon and there is kasra before it and there is no isti'la letter after it, this means we're going to make it what? Light. Yalla, example. Fir'aun, Fir'aun. Example. فذكر, فذكر. Ra sakina, preceded by kasra, not followed by an isti'la letter. Huh? Two examples here. So let's see here what he says. Likewise, كذلك, likewise, كذلك, likewise. Make it light. Make what? Light. The ra. When it is sakina and has kasra before it. And no isti'la letter after it, as he mentioned in the next line. This also includes if the ra has sukoon and there's a sukoon before it and there's a kasra before that sukoon. One more time. One more time. Or before that, let me put the example here So for example, let's say فرعون and فذكر. And why I wrote these two examples here, guys, to show you, for example, when I stop on فذكر يا Mustafa, does the rule apply here on this word فذكر? Why should we make it light here?
If you're stopping or if you're connecting, Sheikh?
Of course, stopping.
Yeah, it would be light
Why?
because the kasr is before Ra Sakina.
That's enough to be light? Huh? Okay. Mirsad, that's Ra Sakina preceded by Kasra. Will that be light? Mirsad? Of course not. So you have to put all the conditions, because here Ra Sakina preceded by Kasra, not followed by an Isti'la letter.
Not followed by Sahla.
Okay, that's a condition. Not followed by an Isti'la letter. Same thing, Fir'aun. Why I put you two words to see also that if there is no letter after the Ra, khalas, it fulfilled the rule. It's not followed by Isti'la. And if it's followed by an Istifal letter, still it fulfilled the rule. Did you get that? Why I put these two different examples? Fir'aun. Yalla, all of you practice. Fir'aun.
Fir'aun.
فذكر.
فذكر.
Okay. So now, okay, what if the Ra here, so what if the Kasra before the Ra, if it is a non-original Kasra, like irji'u, guys, what will happen? If it is irji'u, it is Ra Sakina, preceded by Kasra, okay, followed by an Isti'la, not followed by an Isti'la letter. So how will the Ra be here?
Heavy.
It will be heavy. Why?
Because the Kasra is unoriginal.
Because so here, what did we miss here then? What did we miss here? He mentioned it in the next section, where he put the condition and he said أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا, and the kasra should not be an accidental one, means should be an original kasra. Before, if the Ra is preceded by a non-original kasra, khalas, it will be heavy right away regardless of what comes after it. Okay, so here we say has kasra before it, and here we're gonna put here, he didn't mention that, but we're gonna put it here. And who can tell me? Huh? Original kasra as understood from the following half verse. الشطر الأول. In Arabic they say shatr. In English I don't know what they call half the verse. Okay? Yalla, now. أو كان, so إن لم تكن من قبل حرف استعلاء. Okay, let's take the rest. Let's take the rest. أو كانت الكسرة. Here there is an issue that I want your attention, extra attention. If the Ra has sukun preceded by kasra, not followed by an isti'la letter, it is light. Then he's saying, or if it is not before an isti'la letter, or if what? Or if the kasra wasn't أو كانت كسرة ليست, wasn't original, or if the kasra wasn't original. What does that mean? Yalla, connect the lines. What does that mean? Or if the kasra wasn't original, أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا. So based on what he's saying, who can tell me what does that mean about this sentence? Literally. Make the Ra light when it has kasra. Likewise, also make the Ra light if it has sukoon preceded by kasra, not followed by an isti'la letter, or if that kasra which is before the ra is not original. If that kasra before the ra is not original, make it also what?
مفخم.
No, that's not what he's saying. What the lines literally mean. What do you think, guys?
ترقيق.
He's saying make tarqiq. He's saying one more time. Also after kasr, when it has sukoon. If there is no isti'la after it, or if the kasra is not original, make it light if there is no isti'la after it, and make it light if there is no kasra, the kasra is not original. What does that mean? If the kasra is not original, make it light, but we learned that we make it what?
مفخم. Yeah.
We make it heavy, right?
Yeah.
So the line literally, it literally means to make it mufakham, and that's what Mullah Ali al-Qari and other scholars mention. And this is a problem. So how do we solve this problem, guys? This is what Mullah Ali al-Qari in his explanation of Aljazariyya, he's saying وهو موافق للقواعد العربية ولكنه غير مطابق للقواعد القرآنية فإن الكسرة إذا لم تكن أصلية توجب تفخيم الراء بعدها لا ترقيقها المفهوم من ظاهر نظم عبارة الجزرية. So what does that mean? Literally, guys, literally, if we want to take the literal meaning, yes, it means to make the ra heavy, to make the ra light if there is non-original kasra before it. That's what it means, and this is why I told you last time that
yes.
Shatibi and Mullah Ali al-Qari, he said it would have been better to say, look what he said, أو لم تكن الكسرة ليست أصلا. If the kasra was not non-original, who can tell me what does that mean? If I say if the kasra is not non-original, means what? Original, exactly, because the negation of the negation is confirmation. نفي النفي إثبات. نفي النفي إثبات. So this is a little bit deep. It's not very deep, like, guys, but is a point you have to pay attention so that you understand if someone asks you about it, and you have to understand it. So it would have been better, as Imam Mullah Ali al-Qari says, it would have been better to say أو لم تكن الكسرة ليست أصلا. If the kasra is not non-original, means if it is original. If it is original, we're gonna make it light. Did you get it, ya Hannah? Hannah, you got it? Explain to me, ya Hannah. You're the closest for the ijaza now, so you have few sections and you're done with the Jazariyya, right? So if inshallah when you're explaining this to your students, how are you going to explain this section if someone asked you? Yalla ya Hannah, quickly repeat for me what I mentioned. أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا. You're making istikhara or what?
I'm not sure how to explain it.
Okay, shall I repeat, Yani?
Yes.
So you have to ask me to repeat if you don't know. Anyone wants me to repeat, also raise your hand. Raise a hand in the, you know how to raise a hand in this thingy? There's a place where you can put a hand, right? MashaAllah. 2 participants raise hand. I didn't see who raised the hand, don't worry. Now I see. Okay, my wife is one of them. La hawla wa la quwwata. Okay, mash. Good. If you don't ask, you will not learn, guys. Believe me, you will not find this out there on YouTube or in the internet, someone explaining it. I didn't find myself, okay? So pay attention, please. He's saying make the ra light if it has kasra. Okay. Also make it light after kasr. After kasr when it has sukoon. So sakina and kasra before it. Sakina and kasra before it. If there is no isti'la letter after it. Okay, nice. Or if the kasra before it is not original, make it light. So he's saying if the ra has sukoon and the kasra before it is not original, make it light. Make it light, and there's isti'la letter after it, or there is no isti'la letter after it. But we know if the kasra is not original, once the kasra is not original before the ra, we know it's heavy. So we said here, it should have been better to say or أو لم تكن الكسرة ليست أصلا, as Mullah Ali al-Qari said. I'm not saying he should have said that. I'm not in that position to say that. This is what Mullah Ali al-Qari is saying, and I incline to what he's saying. So it should have been better to say or أو لم تكن الكسرة ليست أصلا, or if the kasra is not non-original, means if it is original, then we're going to make it light. Okay, did you get that? And this is what he's saying. Now some scholars, they try to find a way to say or to suggest that it is correct as he put it. Okay, so how they said he made conjunction here with the aw about the meaning. So they said basically it's implied, like if it is not before an isti'la letter and if it is not non-original. This is what he means, because you cannot say lam kanat, you cannot say lam kanat. Okay, so it is implied. You understand how they interpreted it? So they said it is like implied. Okay, it is implied. Okay, and let's see Mullah Ali al-Qari, what does he say? He mentioned so many opinions, like how the scholars understood it. Okay, but one of them he says أو كانت عطف على مقدر تقديره, so it's implied, means أو كانت الكسرة, he said تفخم الراء إذا كانت من قبل حرف استعلاء أو كانت كسرة ما قبلها ليست أصلا. Okay, so he's saying what he means is, look what he means, and make the ra light if it has sukoon and there is kasra before it. Okay, he's done with that. And the ra will be heavy if there is an isti'la letter after it. See, if there is an isti'la letter after it, or if the kasra before it is non-original. Do you understand? فهو من باب العطف على المعنى. Anyone understood that? I'm going to say it one more time. He's saying here كذاك بعد الكسر حيث سكنت إن لم تكن من قبل حرف استعلاء. Make it light. If it is not before an استعلاء letter, make it light. Now, or make it heavy if the kasra before, or make it heavy if there is an استعلاء letter after it, like قرطاس, or if the kasra before it is non-original, make it heavy. So that's another way to understand the line. Is that clear, guys? Finally, let's take what Mullah Ali al-Qari said. We can have more explanations, but this is enough. So the summary, أقول, Mullah Ali al-Qari is saying in his explanation of Aljazariyya, it's called المنح الفكرية. لو قال المصنف, if the author said أو لم تكن الكسرة ليست أصلا لخلاص, يعني he would have got it. Okay, if the kasra wasn't non-original, means if it is original. Then he said what I told you last class, ثم كان الأظهر, even was better to say, even it was better to say أو كانت الكسرة أصلا ووصلا, أو كانت الكسرة أصلا ووصلا, as Imam Shatibi put it in his Shatibiyya, when he said وما بعد كسر عارض أو مفصل ففخم فهذا حكمه متبذلا. Okay?
Sheikh, what does it mean for the kasra to be original again?
Means it is not non-original. And what that means, it is not kasra of Hamzat al-Wasl. It is not kasra of Hamzat al-Wasl. Because if there's kasra of Hamzat al-Wasl before it, if there's Hamzat al-Wasl before it, as we mentioned last class, then because Hamzat al-Wasl itself is not original, so this means the kasra will not be original. Okay? Okay, good question. Yalla. Let's come back now to take the rules. أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا. So let's see what we can take from now. One more time. One more time. كذاك بعد الكسر حيث سكنت. Make the ra sakina or make the ra light when it is sakina before, and there is kasra before it. Okay, and we said here that the kasra should be asliya, should be an original, because if the kasra is non-original, right away we know the ra will be heavy. Like irji'u, like irtadaw. Okay? كذاك بعد الكسر حيث سكنت. إن لم تكن من قبل حرف استعلاء. Before we move on, let's see what we can take also from this line, guys. When he tells you, Ya Mustafa, if the ra has sukoon, okay, and there is kasra before it, make it light. What do you understand?
That the letter before it has kasra and the ra is not followed by isti'la letter.
No. By contrast. What do you understand by contrast? As we mentioned in the beginning, you missed that one. We said when he said make the ra light when it has kasra. What do you understand from that by contrast? Means
that implies that when it's heavy, that implies that when the ra has dhamma or fatha, then it's heavy.
Good job. Got it? Now, when he's telling you if it is sakina preceded by kasra, make it light. What does that mean, Ya Umar? Means when it is sakina preceded by fatha or dhamma, make it heavy. Right? So here we got two more rules. And this is 3. And in the first section we got 3. These are 6 rules we got so far of the ra, heavy and light, etc. So this implies, look here, that let's put it before moving to that point. So this implies that if the ra is sakina and there is fatha or dhamma before it, it should be heavy. Got it or no? Got it? Now let's take this one. Here. Another thing we can take it. Another thing. If the ra, he's telling you if the ra has sukoon and there is kasra before it, make it light. Doesn't that also include if the ra has sukoon and there is sukoon before it and there is kasra before it, also make it light? What do you think, guys? It also include that case, right or no? Because he's not telling you it has kasra right before it. He just said kasra before it. Did you get it?
Yeah.
So this also includes if the ra has sukoon and there is a sukoon before it and there is a kasra before that sukoon. And that's like what? Who can tell me the example? Hijr, right? Sukoon, kasra. Lidhi hijr. Did you get that, Ya Hiba? Hiba, did you get that? Are you following or
Yeah.
we're making it difficult? So tell me, Ya Hiba, if the ra has sukoon and there is kasra before it, will it be light or heavy?
Light.
Light. But there's a condition that ra, that kasra should be original and there should not be an isti'la letter after it. What about if there's sukoon on the ra and sukoon before it and kasra before it? Will that make it heavy or light?
Light.
Also light, because still that's included in that sentence, right? Okay. So this includes that if the ra has sukoon and there's sukoon before it and there's kasra before that sukoon. Of course, we will see that there's an exception for that. Okay. Now, also, yeah, who's gonna now give me the contrast for that? Yalla ya Hana. By contrast, also, what do we understand from that? What do you understand by contrast? He's saying if the ra has sukoon and there's kasra before it, we understood it means it's light. We took from that if the ra has sukoon and sukoon before it and kasra before it, also it's light, with an exception that will come. What do you understand by contrast?
That if the ra it has sukoon and it has sukoon before it and then fatha or dhamma before that, then it's going to be heavy.
Excellent. Did you get it, guys? When I say if the ra has sukoon and there's sukoon before it, okay, that's not a kasra. And there's a fatha or dhamma before it, that's not a kasra. So that should be not light, means it should be heavy. So this way we're unfolding. You see, he like packed all those rules that we discussed last class. We explained them. He summarized them in 2 lines. In 2 lines only, right? In 2 lines. From the first section of the first line, we got 3 rules. From the second, we got 1. From the third, we got 1. From the second, we got 2. From the third, we got 1. Then from this one, the last one, we got 2 or 3. This is how we're unfolding all the rules. Okay, let's continue.
شيخ عبد الله.
Yes.
يعني هم لما الملا علي القارئ وهم كان تعليقهم على هاي الشطر أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا، هم على أساس إنه هون تفخيم، فهو لازم جاب حالات الترقيق، فهم حكوا له إنه يعني اعكس العكس، يعني هاي كانت أو لم تكن الكسرة ليست أصلا.
Yeah, because
فهم يعني هاي هو كان تعليقهم عليها إنه لازم تكون تحت. اوكي فهمتها.
Because he's talking about the tarqiq.
ايوه معطوف على البل رقق.
Exactly. So this is connected or conjunction, if that's right to say, to the tarqiq case. So it should have been أو لم تكن الكسرة. If the kasra wasn't non-original.
لم تكن الكسرة صح. فهم بدهم عكس العكس عشان يروحوا للترقيق.
Exactly. And that's and for me, the summary I put it here, guys.
Okay.
If I want to take this sentence literally, how should I translate it, يا شيخ نبيل? أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا. How would you understand that literally?
Or if the kasra was not original.
Exactly. Or the kasra was not original. But look how I translated it here. Or if the kasra before the ra was non-original. Was not non-original. Because this is what the line means. So I summarized all this discussion in this sentence, in this way. And this is why I made this in red, guys, to pay attention that this is the contextual meaning of that section, of that sentence. Okay? So Imam Mulla Ali Shatibi radiyallahu anhu, we're going to come to that. We have to finish that. Let's continue. Then we come to the kasra asliya, because there's another issue here about the kasra asliya. There's another issue. And this is why Mulla Ali Qari, he even suggested a better addition. So let's just continue bit by bit.
Okay.
So we said it also includes the cases when the ra sakina is not preceded directly by fatha or dhamma, right? This is what we mentioned here. This is what Hannah mentioned here. It also includes the cases when the ra is sakina, ra sakina is not preceded directly by fatha or dhamma. Means what? Means it's sakina and there is another sukoon before it, and there is a fatha or dhamma before that. Like what? Al-Fajr and Khusr. Did you get that? So I like to put the number of rules we got. So here, for example, how many rules we got? Let's put them in different color. Make the ra light when it has kasra. This implies when it has fatha or dhamma, make it heavy. So here we have 3 rules. So we got 3 rules, right? Let's put them in clear, different color. That's not clear. Okay, here we got 3 rules. Then he said كذاك بعد الكسر. Let's put it here. ماشي. كذاك بعد الكسر حيث سكنت. So here we got how many rules? كذاك بعد الكسر حيث سكنت. That when it has when it's sakina, there is kasra before it. This is 1. When it's sakina, there is fatha or dhamma before it. These are 2. When it is sakina, preceded by sakin, preceded by kasra. When it's sakin, preceded by sakin, preceded by fatha and sakin. So we have here six cases. We can take them from that line. So we can say here, this included or implied, let's say, implied, how many I said? Did I say 6 cases? 6 cases of the Ra. Okay. And this included how many? 3 cases. Now, in لم تكن من قبل حرف استعلاء, if the Ra is not followed by an استعلاء letter, this means, implies, this implies, if the Ra is sakina preceded by kasra, it should be light except if it is followed by an استعلاء letter. This means if it is sakina preceded by an original kasra, original kasra, and there's an استعلاء letter after it, then it should be heavy. So here, how many cases we got from this sentence, guys? How many cases we got from this sentence? This implied or implies. How many cases? Here, 1 case only, because about the istila, that there's no istila, it is a condition for this one, for كذاك بعد الكسر. Okay, so this implies 1 case, or let's say this is a condition of the previous case, and it implies another case as well. Subhanallah al-Azim. Allahumma alimna wa zidna ilman ya Rabbal Alameen. Okay, now let's now take this one, because also here, let's leave والخلف في فرق. Let's take now this one. أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا, or if the kasra before the Ra was not non-original. Now, this includes how many cases? This implies 1 case. Or let me say exactly the same thing about the one before it, right? This is also a condition for that one. So, أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا. This is a condition of the previous case, which is mean ساكنة preceded by kasra. If it is ساكنة preceded by kasra, that kasra should be what, ya Umar? Should be an original, because if it is not original, then the Ra will be heavy, not light. And this is what's implied in this rule. So this is what I said here. This means if the Ra is sakina preceded by an original kasra, not followed by an istila letter, then it should be light. This also means if the Ra is sakina and there's non-original kasra before it, it should be heavy. So this is the condition for the first case, and this is the implied second case. This means the Ra will be light if it is neither followed by an istila letter. The Ra will be light if it is neither followed by an istila letter nor preceded by a non-original kasra. There are 2 conditions. Okay, when you say Ra sakina preceded by kasra, that's not enough. You have to say Ra sakina preceded by original kasra, not followed by an istila letter. Then it is light. If you miss one of these 2 conditions, the Ra will be heavy. Did you guys get it? Repeat, Mustafa, the last point I said, please. Yalla, guys. Yalla ya Mustafa, yalla ya akhi, quickly.
So this means the ra will be light if it's neither followed by an ista'la letter or nor preceded by a non-original kasra.
Put it in your words, not my not my words. You got it?
So the ra is not going to be preceded by a heavy letter, and the word
not heavy letter, not heavy letter. It's, let's say, an istila letter.
Ista'la letter, and then before it the letter cannot be a non-original kasra. So like it can't be like
Hamzat wasl.
irji'u or something like that.
Right. Did you get that? أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا. Now, another point, last point. This is the last point, and please bear with me to finish this point, so that we finish the two lines. We finish the two lines. Now, let me take this sentence that he said, or if the kasra is not non-original. Take this example. الذي ارتضى. Okay, guys, focus with me here, please. This is the last point. الذي ارتضى. The ra here is sakina, right? Right? No istila letter after it, right? Now, is the kasra before it? Where is the kasra before it? It is here, this one. We're saying, because we're saying what? We're saying alladhi. Where is it? Bismillah. Here. We're saying alladhir. We're dropping the ya, right? To avoid the two consecutive sukoons. And hamzat wasl is dropped because we're connecting it, right, guys, or no? So here, you guys tell me. The ra is sakina, not followed by an istila letter, right? And it's followed by an original kasra or non-original kasra, ya Hiba. What do you think? What do you think here? Is the kasra for the dhal, alladhi, is it original or non-original? What do you think?
Original.
It is original because it's dhal, ladhi, right? So what should the ra be, heavy or light here?
Light, I think.
Why?
Because the kasra is original and there's no istila letter followed by the ra.
Okay, excellent. Based on the rule, you're right. This is why Mulla Ali al-Qari, he put it in better words. And he said, look what he said. He said, I put them here. Bismillah. And let me bring them up. He said, أو كانت الكسرة أصلا ووصلا. Look what he said. He said, it would have been even better to say, let's put them here. Look what he said. It would have been even better to say, and instead of saying أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا, it would have been better to say أو كانت الكسرة أصلا ووصلا. أصلا ووصلا. ثم كان الأظهر أن يقول, as Imam الشاطبي explained it in other words, أو كانت الكسرة أصلا ووصلا. Or, which means what? So he means here, or if the kasra was aslan, an original, and connected. Here is the key point. First of all, when you say, or if the kasra was an original, was original, right? Does that make sense when we put it back here? أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا. When we put it here, You remember here we said we want to say it is original. So he said here it is original. Or if the kasra was original, we're going to make it light or heavy? Answer, guys. Keep your mics unmuted. If the kasra was original, or if the kasra was original, it will be light or heavy?
Light.
Light. Well, here none of us says الذي ارتضى. Anyone of you say الذي ارتضى? الذي or الذي ارتضى. الذي ارتضى. So here, Yahiba, we make it heavy. Why? Because go ahead.
Because the kasra is in a different word. So
Exactly. Good job. Okay, guys. So there's another condition that we have to be aware of, and this is Imam Shatibi mentioned it in his Shatibiyya, which is of the 7 qira'at, which is the second, like Shatibi, you can say the second best after Ibn al-Jazari. But in the 7 qira'at, this is why his Shatibiyya is attributed to his Shatibiyya to him. So أو كانت الكسرة أصلا ووصلا. This kasra, which is original, it has another condition, so that we make the ra light. What is that condition? That it is connected. It is connected kasra. Okay? It has be an original and it has be connected. Did you get that, guys? Because so we have two conditions. Because if it is not connected, then it will be heavy. Then the ra will be heavy. And if, like what? Like this example that we mentioned, الذي ارتضى, right? Like الذي ارتضى. Even though it is original, but because it's not connected. And if the ra is connected, but non-original, then it will be what? It will be what? It will be what? Heavy. Like what? ارجعوا. ارجعوا. ارتابوا. Okay? ارتابوا. راء ساكنة. It is connected. The kasra is connected, but it's not original, so it will be heavy. Did you get that? Did you get that? Who can tell me what about Amir Tabu? Amir Tabu is the kasra here. The kasra here. So ra sakina, not followed by an isti'la al-atab. Now, and it's disconnected. Disconnected. Is the kasra here original or non-original?
Non-original.
It is non-original because it is originally it is and we made kasra to avoid the two consecutive sukoons. So here it is non-original, so still it is what? Heavy. Did you get that? Did you get that? This is why when we're gonna make it light, two conditions: original, it has to be original, and it has to be what?
In the same word.
Connected. Did you get that?
Yes.
That is the summary of these rules. That's the summary of these rules. You guys have any question on anything we mentioned? I know it just needs a little bit of thinking, but now you understood how we got all those rules from those lines with some things, and we can say أو كانت الكسرة ليست أصلا. He means if the kasra, if the ra is preceded by hamzatul wasl. Because if the ra is preceded by hamzatul wasl, in all cases it will be what?
Heavy.
It will be heavy. Okay? It will be heavy. If the ra is preceded by hamzatul wasl, it will be heavy. As if he's saying, or if the kasra was not non-original. Was not non-original. When will the kasra means if it was original, it will be light. Well, if it was not original, means there is hamzat wasl before it, and in that case it will be heavy. Okay, so he summarized it, and the scholars have to explain it and show the details. وصلي اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Any question, guys, about any point you want me to repeat? Now, if you take some little time, you read them, you read everyone slowly, you can find it easy, inshallah. And I already shared this with you. I did some modifications today. I'm gonna reshare it, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm not uploading the Jazariyya on YouTube for everybody. It's only for the members of my channel and for Aljazariyya students. So I need to find a way, maybe on Google Drive, I can upload it and share the link with you, inshallah. So let me know if you're missing any class. Now all of them are there except for last class and this class. So I started from last class, keeping them only for members, inshallah, to encourage people to join and to support the channel more, and so that I can do more, inshallah. Any question, guys? Yalla, barakallah fikum, jazakumullah khair.
Sheikh, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
You were quoting Sheikh Mullah Ali Qari. Is that the same mu'adhin of the Haram?
Mullah Ali al-Qari is a great Hanafi ancient scholar. Is a great ancient Hanafi scholar of the greatest scholars of Islam. Okay, who has so many books. His date.
He's not the same guy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely he's not. He's and even that one in Haram, his last name is Malla, I think. Right? His last name
his name is also Mullah Ali Qari.
No.
No, مش فيش القارئ.
Yeah.
الملا علي أعطيك بيحكوا له. أو ملا علي.
Yeah, so this one was born 930 of the Hijrah. 930 of the Hijrah. Yeah. ماشي. Any other question? نعم.
What's his nationality?
هذا هروي ولد في هرا. I think today is in Iran or those places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Al-Harawi.
Yeah, okay.
Like Imam Al-Harawi. Okay.
He's from Afghanistan, guys? I think he's from Afghanistan. I think he's from Afghanistan.
Herat or Hara? Yeah, in Afghanistan. Yeah, Iran and Afghanistan, their neighbors. Is maybe Herat now is in Afghanistan. In one of them, yeah.
Yeah,
some of those cities in the past, they're different.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, but yes, it might be in Afghanistan or Iran, in those areas. Any question, guys? جزاكم الله خيرا بارك الله فيكم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم.
لا عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. لا ايه هلا